everybody, welcome back. So I wanted to do a long anticipated work of labor. Well, actually, not my labor, but I hired somebody to do the labor for me. So just quickly, if you don't know anything about me, I just want to take a few minutes to explain who I am and why you need to listen to this video, as it is going to be revolutionary for turning your trading around. First of all, I'm going to give away some free information, and then I'm going to talk about a algorithm slash indicator that I recently have built that will revolutionize the way that you're trading. And then we'll get into some details about that. So if you don't follow me right now, I highly recommend that you head on over to my entirely free Stock Twits Floor Trader Room. It doesn't cost a dime right now. And if you go through this, you'll see every single one of my trades that has been posted in real time and time stamped. And everything is here, and you'll see every trade that I make followed by everybody. I am not one of these people that likes to hide behind, what did I do yesterday? Let me tell you what I did yesterday. Screw that nonsense, okay? I am the most transparent. Every trade I take is here, witnessed in front of 2,800 people and time stamped. And you can see I'm up well over, I think 73% for the year. But if you consider the fact that I never risk more than 1 to 1.5% per trade, that is astounding. All right. I wrote a little post here. How my room is not the most popular room on Stock Twits. I don't know. Who else calls out so many winning trades in real time? And, I joke around, what does a guy have to do to get some respect? Maybe I have to make some YouTube videos with me on the beach or traveling around the world in a fake rented jet with fake stage money and hot chicks to get some respect. But in any event, I am all about risk management, and that's what I will teach you. I won't teach you how to turn $5,000 into $1 million in 1 year, but what I will do is I'll teach you how to turn $5,000 into $1 million in 5 to 10 years, which is real and will last, not like these bozo one-hit wonders out there. So anyways, come to my room, and if you're interested, you can also head on over to my website. It tells you everything about everything that I do. We'll get back to that in a minute. But let's get back to what we're talking about here. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a free lesson. All right. Now, just the other day, a young man called me. I'll show you his name here. And I did a video on Stock Twits, and this young man called me. His name is Colin. Hopefully Colin doesn't mind that I show his name here. But he was really persistent. And, he reached out to me like about 10 days ago, and I kept putting him off and putting him off and putting him off. Finally, we had a little chat. And Colin basically was telling me a little bit about what he was doing. And I want to kind of talk about our conversation that I had with Colin, because it's really important, and it's what I'm going to teach you right now about everything. So basically what I said to Colin was this. He is actually just turned profitable. And he's doing it off of just basic, simple support and resistance and reactions at support and resistance. And he wanted to know my opinion of that. And my opinion of that I told him, and I'm going to share with you right now, is excellent. Absolutely excellent. And I'm going to share with you what I showed him. So first thing I want to do is show you what I used to look at when I was a floor trader. Okay, now I'm going to show you some pictures here, and I want you just to play along with me a little game. So here's a common picture of a floor. Most floors look like this back in the day. This could be any pit. This happened to be the Chicago Merc, and these guys are standing around whatever pit they're looking at. So these are professional traders. Okay, You're talking about the people that work here or used to work here have a 95% success rate, okay? Versus retail traders that have a 5% success rate. So here's what a modern floor looks like, okay? Just look at the picture. I just want you to look at these pictures right now. So this is a modern floor of, I believe, the NYSE. Okay, so look at this picture. Here is a modern picture of a modern market-making firm, which happens to be Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, one of the largest stock market-making firms in the world, market makers, professionals, okay? And here is a picture of the Morgan Stanley trading desk, okay? So let's just look at these pictures again. Let's just go through them here. Morgan Stanley, the modern floor, Knight, and floor traders, okay? By the way, that Morgan Stanley is their investment banking prop division. So does anybody notice anything? Anyone? Did anybody notice a commonality in all of this? We'll do it again. Hopefully you'll notice that the most important thing that is not there, anybody recognize that? Anybody? I'll give you a minute. No charts. Look again. Look again. No charts. Maybe one little chart there, one little chart there. Now, I want to repeat. All of these professionals have a 95% success rate. As a matter of fact, Morgan Stanley's prop desk had 2 losing years in 2018. I don't know where they are right now. Okay? So all of these people do not lose money. And they've all been in business for, in some cases, 200 years. So, ding, 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 ding. What the hell are you looking at? If they're not looking at charts, what are you looking at? Right? You see, Steve, you use charts. That's right. But what am I looking at the charts that is the same thing that these professionals are looking at? And I'll give you a minute to think about it. You got it. Levels. Levels. Okay? The market is all about levels. Number one, what are the most important levels on a chart? And number two, how does price react at that level? Okay? So let me give you an idea here. When I was a floor trader, I would walk up to the pit. This is Steve down here. And my job for the day was just to watch what this guy who worked for Bank of America, this guy worked for Goldman Sachs, this guy worked for Citigroup, this guy worked for Merrill Lynch, this guy worked for another big investment bank, and this guy over here worked for, some other big investment bank. Okay, so my job was just to come up here every day, not to look at the charts, but to look and see, hey, what are these guys doing? So let's just say ding, 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 the bell rings. We say buy 100,000, buy 200,000, buy 600,000, buy 900,000, buy a million, buy 2 million. And I notice that this asset moves from $100 to $101 on all of that buying by big institutional banks. And it does it in the first 5 minutes. Okay? And I notice that a bunch of other smaller sellers are doing nothing. They're just selling and they're not moving price. So all the little guys that are selling, they're not moving price, and the big boys are just crushing this market up 1% in the first 5 minutes. Now, in the next 5 minutes, what would you do? Hopefully you wouldn't be an idiot and you'd join in with the big guys. Okay? Most of you will be an idiot and you'd fight the big guys and try to pick the top. But those days are over. Okay? As long as you work with me, I'm going to teach you how to join the big guys. Now, this is an exaggerated example of how so many floor traders and locals used to make a living and make a killing because we could see what people were doing and we could see where they were doing it and how price reacted, where they stopped doing something and how price reacted. Does that make sense? We had, and still to this day, all of these professionals, even though the floor does not exist anymore, they have that information available to them. That's what this guy is looking at. He's looking at what happens when price got to this level. Who stepped in? How much did they buy for? How big? You see this thing over here? It's a deep order book intrabank. Okay? That shows the resting orders of big, huge institutions that are sitting orders below the market, neither pressing lower and pressing higher. Okay? Night, same thing. They're looking at information that you can't get. Okay? And Morgan Stanley, same thing. They're working big orders, measuring against the existing order flow at different levels. These guys are not looking at patterns, guys. Okay? They're not looking at, ooh, what's the retail behavior? Okay? That stuff is absolute, complete, utter garbage. They're not looking at an indicator that says something is overbought or oversold. They're looking at the volume that is happening at those levels and who in particular is putting in that volume at those various levels. Does that make sense to you? So, the first thing you got to stop doing if you want to be a professional and have a 100, 200 year career, if you can live that long, or 40 years in my case, is stop looking at all the other garbage that other people tell you is important. Simple support and resistance and understanding support and resistance as well as understanding liquidity will make you a tremendous amount of money. Screw all the other stuff. Okay? I'm telling you right now. If you just do what this young man is doing and is already profitable at his young age, he's just keying off of key support and resistance levels. Okay? Now, it goes a lot deeper than that. But that alone is enough to make you a boatload of money in trading. If you just throw out everything that you're doing, recognize where the key support and resistance levels are, and trade off of those levels with proper risk management, you're going to have a 40-year career. How much money you're going to make is really dependent upon how good you get at that. And really, even though there isn't just support and resistance levels, there's something called value. There's also something called liquidity that you should understand. If you can learn those things along with key support and resistance levels, you're going to have a 40-year career like I have. Okay? So, getting back to so there's my free lesson for you, okay? My free lesson for watching this video is I want you to throw away all the other garbage and crap that you thought you knew about the market. None of the professionals are using any of that stuff, okay? None of the people that have been in this business for 200, 300 years are using any of that stuff, and neither should you. And if you think that, I'm smarter than that, well, you're wrong. You're not. Okay? Because it's all about levels, volume at levels, and reactions at levels. Okay? Get that in your head, and I just turned you into a profitable trader. If you can also add in the proper risk management, which I teach in my course, which I'm not going to give away to you for free, obviously, you will have a very, very long career, and you will save yourself so much time running around looking for those secret patterns or those secret things or all this stuff. There's no secret, guys. It's just support, resistance, value, liquidity, reactions. Okay? So that being said, what the hell you got all this stuff on your chart for, Steve? Okay. So, now we get to the fun stuff. So, as many of you know, I have a course. And my course is kind of expensive, all right? It's up there. It's $5,000. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not selling a lot of my courses lately. So I had to reduce my price just for the video course down to $2,500 because I'm competing with so many boneheads out there that are promising these big shiny things that are going to make you rich in 1 year of trading, which do not exist. Okay? So because I've had to compete with these boneheads, and they're much better at social media than me, they're much better at Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. Obviously, it's taking a toll on my education. Okay? I'm going to be the first one to tell you that. So what's my answer? Do I keep reducing my price? Well, I can't. And the reason why I can't is because I have to spend 6 months to a year with you. If I want to make you a trader that's going to have a 40-year career, I can't do it in a 1 hour course or a 2 hour course. Can I teach you some basics in an hour or 2 hours? Yes, I can, and that's where we're moving to. But the whole goal that I've had to move to right now is to find something that I can charge less money for, that more people can afford, so that they can make money and hopefully take my more expensive course. That's why I'm doing this, okay? Plus, I'm a nice guy. And that is exactly why I have had my floor trading room, to show you who else timestamps trades before they happen. Nobody. And who else has so many winning trades? Nobody. Nobody. I'm the only guy. Help me make this video viral, and maybe a lot less traders would lose money. So back to my dilemma. So my dilemma was, how do I charge something, how do I keep the integrity of my $5,000 course, but come up with something that more people can afford, so I can put these idiot loser bozos out of business that are promising you the world for $500, and get you on the right track without compromising my value. So what I did was I went over to a guy, and we'll go fun with ThinkScript, this gentleman over here, and I said to him, he's a great guy, he makes these indicators and they specialize for Thinkorswim, and I said to him, look, I want to do something where I can put into an indicator form the basic concepts of what I teach, not the deep, intricate concepts of what I teach, but something that people can buy for, $500 to $800, that they can start to use right away, that I can teach them to use right away, but they have to buy the indicators in order to do it. So he came up with 3 custom indicators for me. One of them is a volume indicator. The other 2 that you'll see here are on my charts. And the third one is an oscillator. Okay? Now, these are customized to measure certain things. First of all, to find the key support and resistance levels that you want to key off. So as you can see here on my charts, right here, we have, no matter what time frame we're trading on, we have the key levels that we want to be watching on any chart. So this could be a 1-minute chart, this could be a 5-minute chart, this could be a longer term 90-minute chart or 90-day chart, this could be a 30-minute chart, this could be a 1-year chart, right? So it's already lit up the key levels that are going to be important that I'm going to be keying off of, okay? So right on the chart, they're already there for you. They're already marked in, okay? The next thing that I want you to notice is that you see these boxes here? These boxes are based off of this indicator. So this indicator is telling me when something is not oversold or overbought. It's telling me when something is overvalued or undervalued, okay? And that is what shows up in this particular situation in yellow. You see these yellow levels here? So what happens is when something gets into a over or undervalued situation, it's going to turn the chart different colors. And you can see here, for example, the market was here and it got undervalued, and then it went a little bit lower, got undervalued again, and then boom, it took off all the way to the races, okay, and had a nice reaction. It got undervalued again, it got undervalued again, and boom, it took off. It got overvalued, reaction, undervalued, overvalued, and on we go. So right on the chart, I start telling you when the market is getting undervalued or overvalued so that you can start looking for trades. Okay? And that's just the start of it. So that is what the first key thing that this does. The next key thing that this oscillator does is it tells you, see these boxes? These boxes are telling me that the market is compressing. All right, now whether you know it or not, and I don't have time in this video to explain it to you, but the market is random 85% of the time. And what these boxes are telling me is that the market is about to break out of, or it's compressing in its randomness, and it's ready to go and seek the next liquidity level, either up or down, or maybe up and down. So these boxes are basically telling me the market's getting ready to make a big move in one direction or another. So for example, you can see up here, we get into an undervalued situation, and then I get a box telling me the market is getting ready to make a big move. And sure enough, we get another undervalued situation here, and off it goes. Another box, off it goes. Another box, and this time it's saying that it's going to make a big move, but this time the move was lower. It doesn't tell you the direction, right? The direction is a little bit, is something that you'll learn from using these tools, but it will tell you that a big move is coming. So again, a big move down, we get undervalued, and again, a big move up. Now we're compressing, we get a move down into liquidity, and then we get another big move up. So these boxes are telling you when the market is getting ready to be non-random, basically, okay? And it's going to be different on different time frames. So, very excited about this. And hopefully you guys can see, I can pull up any stock here. We'll just keep with this time frame. So this is I'm going to talk about a trade that I took. An actual real trade that I took in the room. You can go and check it out. Let's talk about MU. Forgive me. So here's MU, and we're looking at a daily chart. Do you guys see this? Okay, so it's a daily chart of MU. This trade is live in my room. We made a fortune on this trade, okay, guys? You can see here, I'll actually go and show you it. Here's my room. Okay, MU was called out at 150. It's right here, real time. MU called out at 150, and then I held it through earnings. Okay, so just, you'll see it's here. Okay, sorry, I should have probably had it bookmarked there. So this is when we called it out. MU was called out on this date. Right, so even before that. So you can see I was going to hold it through earnings. I had made most of my money before the earnings, and I held it through earnings, okay? Alright, so it's here, guys, okay? Forgive me, I don't want to waste too much time. It's just here. It's called out in real time, okay? So just go and check it out. You'll see it. 150, I called out MU. Now, why did I call out MU? Well, first of all, I had seen by this indicator here that we were potentially in an overvalued situation. Remember, This is what this is telling me. It's not telling me we are overvalued. We're potentially in an overvalued situation. Okay? Now notice we had come out of an area of compression and we had moved up. We smacked into this liquidity, right? Now there would have been lines and levels here at the time, but because they're dead now, they've been removed. So there would have been purple lines at this level. Then there would have been purple lines up here. So we smacked into this liquidity and we started to go sideways. At which point we started to see this level right here? We started to get compression, which was telling me that the market was not going to stay there for very long. The market was random and we were about to break in a very big way, and I don't know which way we're going to break, but I do know that it's going to break, okay? And I do know it's going to be big. So I knew, now because I'm a very, very skilled trader, I'm doing this a long, long time, there were other things that I was looking at which told me it was going to break short, okay? And if you follow my room, you'll understand why I knew that and how I knew that. So basically I got in at 50, I took off half my position at like 47, and then I held the rest through earnings for a big winner. But that is an actual way how I was able to use this indicator, which you can now buy for much cheaper than the cost of my course. Now I want to emphasize here, this is not a golden panacea that's going to work every single time. For example, we can see here there would have been, but when you combine these tools together, it will increase your probability. Again, I'm looking for levels, and the tool is going to tell me which levels are important. Then I'm looking for situations where something is over or undervalued, and then I'm looking to see, is there compression, right? Look at these compression levels. It's a compression level here, boom. Compression level here, boom. You can see the reaction from these compression levels is always very, very big. And this was a situation where I was at a significant level, I was overvalued, and the market was compressing, telling me I could expect a very big move. Does that make sense to you? So putting these three together allowed me to have, and also understanding how to use volume is also, important, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because that's something else that's extremely, extremely advanced. If you try to use volume right now, it'll just confuse you. But for now, I've made this simple stupid for you guys, okay? Are you going to make $1 million overnight? Hell no, you are not going to make $1 million overnight. Are you going to be profitable using this? I don't even know the answer to that because I don't know if you're going to use proper risk management, right? I don't know how much you're going to risk on a trade, right? I don't know if you're going to be stupid. Take a trade here, have it not work. Take a trade here, have it work a little bit, and then get really greedy up here, and it doesn't work that time. Does that make sense to you? Right? I don't know. I don't know those things. Right? I'm just providing you with a tool that's going to help you, make you see the important things you should be looking at. And what you should be looking at, and the most important things, are key levels on the charts across all different time frames. Then I'm going to give you hints when something is going to be over or undervalued, and then it's going to be up to you to take the trades with the right risk management. And if you do that, then you're going to have losers that aren't going to work. You're going to have winners that work and winners that work. You're going to come down to a level like this. It's not going to work. It's going to come down to another level that becomes important, and it's going to take a while to work. You see, for example, we get down to a level down here that's undervalued, right? But it takes a while. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It takes like 12 days for that to work. I don't know how you're going to handle that situation, right? But then, after we compress, boom, it shoots up and it works like crazy. So there's so many working parts to trading, guys. And anybody that tells you they're going to give you one thing that's going to work all the time, run, 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 run far. So what this is designed to do is to highlight the key levels for you, tell you when the market could be possibly getting into overbought and overvalued situations, and tell you when the market is getting ready to compress and move up to other levels. Okay? So all of that I can give away for free, pretty much. I can tell you all this for free without compromising the integrity of my $5,000 course, because this is kind of like the stupid person's version of my $5,000 course. If you want to get really good at it and know exactly when you should be and how you should be and how much you should be and exactly why you should be and understand the logic behind it all, because just following an oscillator or a support and resistance level, it's just going to get you in trouble. You have to understand the logic, why things work. If you want to do that, that's going to take you 6 months of training with me. But what I can do right now is I can sell this to you for a relatively cheap price, get you to understand some basic principles, get you to start making money, and then charge you $5,000. God, I'm honest, aren't I? What other educator tells you that they want to take your money and they're only teaching you something shitty or shittier? It's not shitty at all. It's way better than all the other educators. It's teaching you something really fundamental so that they can make more money from you. Who does that? Nobody, right? There's a reason why I don't have any complaints about me, guys. Okay, there's a reason why nobody complains about Steve Patterson, right? And there's a reason why people call me the most trusted educator on the web. That's because I don't sugarcoat anything, right? I can't, in good conscience, take your money without telling you 100% the truth about how hard this is and how much you're going to have to work at it in order to become a professional and last 37, 40 years like I have. I'm past 37. I'm 40 years right now. I don't even know how old I am anymore, right? That's what happens when you get old. These testimonials are all true, okay? You can talk to these people if you want. Okay? I'm not a flash in the pan guy showing you stacks of money on YouTube of how you're going to get rich trading penny stocks by buying a $1,000 course. Okay, that's just not going to happen, right? Because it's not real, right? You have one of my students here, this young man right here. He trades penny stocks. Okay, so he came to me. He loves to trade penny stocks. I warned him. You've got to be very careful with penny stocks. You can't trade them on 1 minute time frames. They're just too dangerous. So he came to me. He made $100,000 trading penny stocks. And I was very proud of him. He took what I learned, he took what I taught, and applied it to penny stocks, and he made $100,000. But he didn't listen to me about one thing. He stayed on a smaller time frame. And you just can't do that with penny stocks because you're just asking for a blow up to happen. So he didn't listen to me about that. He stuck to the smaller time frames that all these other bozos are teaching you. 2 minute, 1 minute trading penny stock. I trade penny stocks, but I don't trade them off of 1 minute time frames because they're like steroids. They're stocks on steroids. So that illiquidity can cut both directions. It can make you a shitload of money, and a lot of people have had success at penny stocks. But trust me, what will happen is exactly what happened to poor Eric here. All that $100,000, it took him 6 months to make. He ended up losing it in 3 days. Now, he's been since coming back and making a comeback, right? But he didn't need to do that. Instead of making $100,000 and giving it all back in 3 days, wouldn't it have been better if he could have made $30,000 or $40,000 using a higher time frame and not given it back and kept it and not paid the broker so much commission? I trade penny stocks, guys. But I don't trade them the way that these bozos are telling you to trade them. That's going to make you rich. Because yes, they can make you rich, but they're also going to take it all away. So what's the point? You just made your broker rich, and you went through a whipsaw jigsaw of craziness. Not necessary. Okay? Not necessary. You want to have a 40-year career, and you want to turn $5,000 into $1 million? Great. You can do it. But the safe way to do it is do it through safer bets on larger time frames that are going to be a lot less safer, and you can control your risk a lot more. Does that make sense to you? Okay? Being a one-hit flash in the pan wonder, making $2 million or $3 million in a year, it sounds really good on paper, but when the markets change, and they always will, and or you get caught in that one trade that is illiquid and smashes you in the face, and you give back all your profits, there's no point in it, right? Get rich slowly, steady, by controlling risk and having a 40-year... Guys, I haven't had a job in my life. Think about that, right? I'm 50-something, and I've never had a job. Think about that, right? Think about it, right? How have I done that? I've done that by learning the way the markets work, blowing accounts. I've blown them. I've been there. I've done that. I got the t-shirt. Making all the mistakes, adapting, changing. I've had really great years where I've made millions of dollars, and I've had years where I've blown accounts. But now, after all of this time, after all of this experience, now I have come to a place where for the probably, even like 2014 was a bad year for me. But with the exception of 2014, I've had a 10-year good run. 1 bad year, 9 good years. That's not bad, right? Okay, so enough said, enough talking. Hopefully you guys have liked this video. If you want to buy this course, the way I am doing it right now is currently I'm offering a package as a group intermediate package for $1,000. Now this package is not going to start until I get 5 students. Now in all honesty right now, even $1,000 is really, really hard for most people right now. I only have 3 people ready for this. I can't even start the course right now. That's how tight and how competitive the education business is getting. Even a guy like me who has a proven track record, because there's so many people out there promising you shiny objects that are going to make you rich. Okay? That ain't going to happen. This, what I'm going to teach in this class, is going to make you money. And it's going to put you on the right track. And hopefully, after you start making some money and you become decently consistent, but you still don't understand why you're making money, then you're going to come and take a bigger education from me and understand why you're making money. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you want this, head on over to this course right here. Reserve a spot. It's $1,000 right now, which is going to come with the full coaching of 4 weekends of how to use it. So 1 hour for 4 weekends. This is going to be a limited time offer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just offer it with a video course where you're not going to be able to ask me questions. You're just going to sell it with the indicator package and no questions, no follow-up. It might be a little cheaper, like $700, but you're not going to have the opportunity to sit there, ask me questions, walk through things, have me look at your trading, dissect what you're doing, and correct that. Okay? So, there you have it, guys. The full, honest, unabridged, unabided truth, good, bad, and ugly, about everything right now. Okay? And again, don't just take my word for it. Head over to my free stock Twitch room. Look at all the trades that are there, time-stamped, witnessed by 2,800 people, how much I've made, how much I've lost, and decide whether or not if I am the right guy to get you to your next goal in trading. Okay? Thank you. I love you all. Bye for now.